2-3, factored form of a quadratic function. Factored form is when you do a binomial times a binomial. Where I'm actually going to do B first and then A, because you can use the method for B for A. However, A is just a special case where we can do something shorter, so I like to show B first. So recall that this is A, B, and C from our previous sections. We're going to do what I usually call the split the middle term. You do A times C, which is 2 times -3, which is -6. Then think about all the things that multiply to get -6. Okay, so there's all the things that multiply to get -6. Of those things, which one adds to get B, which in this case is -5? So which one of these gives me -5? That would be this term right here. So I take this middle term and I split it. So split the middle term. So 2x squared, and instead of -5x, I'm going to use these two. So plus x minus 6x minus 3. So now I have 4 terms, and I'm going to do them separately. So I'm going to look at these two first, and then these two second. It's called factor by grouping. So 2x squared and x have x in common. So if I factor that out to the front, so think about like undistributing. I factor x out to the front. X times what is 2x squared? Well, that's 2x. X times what is x? Well, that is 1. Now do the same thing for the second highlighted. So what do -6x and -3 have in common? And that's -3. Okay, so -3 times 2x gives me -6x, and then -3 times 1 gives me -3. If you do this correctly and you have chosen the right terms over here, these should match. So what's in the parentheses should match, and that is one of your factors. The other factor is what I call the leftovers. So x minus 3. So we have successfully factored this one. If we wanted to check our answer, we would just multiply that back out using box method or whatever you would like, just to make sure that you do in fact get 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. Now briefly, our special case, we could definitely do what we just did. Think about 1 times 12, list all the factors of 12, and then split the middle term. We will get correct answers all the way through. Or, since my leading term is 1, you can only do this when your leading term is 1, you just have to pay attention to C. So what multiplies to get 12, but adds to get 7? Well, that would be 4 and 3. And since the leading coefficient is 1, it means each term must just be x. To get x times x is 1x squared, followed by whatever those two numbers were. So again, you can only do that when the leading coefficient is 1. Otherwise, you have to stick to a longer method. If you remember another method that a previous teacher has taught you, by all means, please use it. But whatever means that you remember, just factor. Thank you.